At the end of World War II, more than 850,000 Jews lived across Arab countries and in Iran. Within a single generation, almost all of them were gone. Expelled, forced to flee, or pressured into leaving behind their homes, their culture, and their history. I'm the host. This is our channel. And today we are exploring the expulsion of Jews from Arab countries and Iran. This is a story about exile and belonging, about persecution and resilience. Now, this is a sensitive topic that evokes strong emotions. Our goal is to shed light on a rarely discussed aspect of history and encourage understanding. We hope to foster meaningful conversations and reflection. Before we begin, please note that this video is meant to inform and explore. We want to give voice to those whose stories have often been overlooked. Let's embark on this journey of discovery together. Ancient presence. Let's go back in time to an era long before modern conflicts. Back to a time when Jewish communities thrived across the Middle East and North Africa. In the bustling markets of Baghdad, the streets of Cairo, and the ancient city of Damascus, you would find Jewish families living side by side with Muslims and Christians. They were part of the fabric of society, contributing to their cultures and sharing in their traditions. For centuries, they had lived in relative harmony, preserving their religious practices and cultural heritage. The turning point. The year is 1948. The British Mandate has ended and the State of Israel has been established. A conflict erupts between Israel and its Arab neighbors. Suddenly, the Jewish communities in Arab countries become targets of suspicion and anger. They are blamed for a conflict that is not of their making. Pogroms and violence. In cities like Baghdad, Cairo, Tripoli, and Aleppo, Jewish families face terrifying nights. Riots and attacks break out, targeting homes, businesses, and places of worship. Synagogues are burned, homes and businesses are destroyed, and lives are shattered. Fear becomes a constant companion. Mass flight. Some families leave, hoping to find safety in other lands. Others are stripped of their citizenship, their property seized, and their freedom taken away. Most have no choice but to flee, leaving behind everything they have ever known. Case study. Iraq. In Iraq, the Jewish story is one of the oldest in the world. But by the 1950s, the community of more than 150,000 Jews was nearly wiped out. Operation Ezra and Nehemiah, a series of airlifts in the 1950s, brought more than 120,000 Iraqi Jews to Israel. Why? Because they felt threatened by the Iraqi government. They were tired of being persecuted, and they wanted to live in a place where they could practice their religion freely. Case study. Egypt. In Egypt, Jewish life thrived in cities like Cairo and Alexandria. But after the Suez Crisis of 1956, Jews were expelled, their property confiscated, and their businesses destroyed. More than 80,000 Jews left Egypt, most of them settling in Israel. Why did they leave? Well, it wasn't easy to stay. After the war, President Nasser made it clear that he didn't want Jews in Egypt anymore. He took their stuff, closed their businesses, and made sure they couldn't travel. So they packed what they could and left, hoping for a better life in Israel. Case study. Yemen. In Yemen, centuries of Jewish tradition came to an end in the late 1940s and early 1950s. Yemen was ruled by a monarchy that didn't really care about its Jewish people. In fact, they treated them pretty badly. But then Israel stepped in with an effort called Operation Magic Carpet. Between 1949 and 1950, nearly 50,000 Yemeni Jews found themselves on airplanes heading to Israel. Imagine that, leaving your home and not knowing what's going to happen next. That's what these people did. They had to leave everything behind and start over in a new country. Case study. Libya. In Libya, Jews faced violent pogroms in 1945 and 1948. Tensions grew, and so did the violence against the Jewish community. By the late 1960s, the once thriving community of more than 2,000 years was completely gone, all because of hatred and fear. Case study. Iran. In Iran, Jews had lived for 2,700 years. The Islamic Revolution of 1979 brought new challenges. Anti-Jewish policies and growing tensions led many Iranian Jews to seek refuge elsewhere, mostly in Israel. Today, the Jewish population in Iran is a shadow of its former self. The human toll. As families fled, they didn't just lose homes, they lost their entire way of life. Music, traditions, dialects, and memories of centuries vanished from the lands where their ancestors had lived. Can you imagine how that feels? losing your home, your roots, and your identity all at once. Arrival in Israel. For many Jewish refugees, their journey ended in Israel. They started new lives in tent camps, often in poverty, trying to piece together their shattered lives. Despite the hardships, they brought with them traditions that enriched the culture of the new state. Can you imagine showing up in a new country with nothing, not knowing anyone, and having to start from scratch? These people did just that. And they also added their culture and traditions to the mix, making Israel a more colorful place. Forgotten refugees. Unlike Palestinian refugees, the stories of Jewish refugees from Arab countries remain largely untold in history books, ignored in many Arab media and schools. Can you believe that? Even though these people have stories that need to be told, they've been forgotten. Legacy. Today, the descendants of these refugees make up a significant part of Israel's population. Their food, music, and traditions keep alive the memory of those vanished communities. Isn't it amazing how even when communities disappear, their culture can live on through their food, music, and traditions? Closing reflections. The expulsion of Jews from Arab countries and Iran is a hidden chapter in the history of the 20th century. Their pain, their strength, and their lost heritage deserve to be remembered. Throughout this journey, we've explored the expulsion of Jews from Arab countries and Iran. We've witnessed their ancient presence in the Middle East and their contributions to society. We've seen how their lives were uprooted by conflict and persecution. We felt the fear and uncertainty as they fled their homes and arrived in unfamiliar lands. But this story isn't just about loss and displacement. It's also a story of resilience, adaptation, and cultural contribution. Jewish communities, wherever they settled, brought with them a rich tapestry of traditions, languages, and customs that enriched the cultural landscape of their new homelands. Their expulsion also raises questions about identity, belonging, and the complexities of historical narratives. It reminds us that history is not just about dates and events. It is also about the experiences and perspectives of the people who lived through it. As we conclude this exploration, let's remember the human stories behind the headlines. The laughter of children echoing in ancient streets, the aroma of spices in traditional dishes, the melodies of songs, passed down through generations. All of this paints a vivid picture of the communities that once thrived in the Arab world. It's a testament to the human spirit that even in the face of adversity, culture and tradition can endure. Our journey today is a reminder that history is not confined to textbooks. It is alive in the stories of our ancestors and the communities that shaped our world. As we continue to explore history, let's ensure that these stories are not forgotten. Let's listen to the whispers of the past and honor the legacies of those who came before us. Only then can we truly understand the complexities of our world and the tapestry of cultures that make it so rich and vibrant. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts and insights. What has resonated with you the most on this journey through the expulsion of Jews from Arab countries and Iran? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Together, let's continue to explore, learn, and grow. Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and above all, stay human.